Yo, what's good, gamers? What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Lincoln Clay coming back with another one. Remember to hit like, subscribe. Please hit the like button so it'll help spread my channel to a wider audience. And make sure you hit the bell icon so you can stay up to date whenever I put out new content. And before I get started real quick, I just want to give a shout out to King Thrash and the Round Table. You know, my man King Thrash and the nigga do what you do. Anyway, yeah, I didn't get a chance to hook up with them on the Round Table Tuesday because I just started a new job, and it's got me working evenings, and I don't get out of work until midnight. So unfortunately, I won't be able to join the Round Table until I get back to first shift, which I'm hoping is more sooner than later. But so now that we got that out of the way, let's get on with this opinionated video. So last week, one of the hot topics was the floor plans for E318 coming up, and apparently Microsoft's got a pretty small booth, and a lot of people took that as that, you know, because they've got a really small booth, they're not going to have anything to show at E3 this year. Me, I'm just, you know, taking it with a grain of salt. I'm not going to read anything into that because I think, you know, the booth and what they have for people to play and what they actually show during the press conference is going to be two different things. As far as that booth goes, yeah, it's pretty obvious. They probably not gonna have shit for anybody to play. You know, by the time E3 hits, Sea of Thieves, and if they finish it, Crackdown 3 will already have been out by the time E3 comes around. So I think that might only leave State of Decay as the, you know, only playable game that they might have. 'Cause I just don't foresee anything beyond that. Now, as far as the press conference goes, I see this playing out, you know, a few different ways. One of them is all these leaks and rumors that started at the beginning of the year about a new Fable and some other, you know, new unannounced IP. If they have, you know, trailers ready to go, then that's probably what we'll see, which would be going back on Phil Spencer's word that they're not going to talk about games that are 2 or 3 years out. Because, you know, if we see any kind of footage from a new Halo, from a Fable, from a new Gears of War, if we see any kind of footage for that, it's definitely not going to be for 2018. And I'm not even so sure it'll be ready by 2019. What I will say is that if we see footage of those games, chances are it's going to be footage for the upcoming Xbox 2 or whatever they plan to call this thing. So that's one scenario. The other scenario is if these trailers that I just mentioned are not ready yet, they could show us all that indie bullshit that they showed us last year's E3 that hasn't come out yet. Because I think last year's E3, I think Microsoft probably showed about like 30 boring indie games, and what, we've only seen a handful of games come out since then. You know, Cuphead, Super Lucky's Tale, the broken ass PUBG. I think that's pretty much it. In Forza, I think that's pretty much all we've seen since, you know, since E3 16 and all those games that they supposedly showed. So I think, again, that this year's E3, if those trailers for the new games aren't ready to go, then we'll end up seeing more replay of all these garbage ass indies games. So that's another scenario. The last scenario could be that maybe they don't have shit, which would ultimately spell doom for them. But to me, it really doesn't matter what their E3 is. I don't see them bringing anything this, there's going to be like, wow, I gotta have this. To me, going back, bringing out a Fable, yeah, that's cool, but to me, that's Microsoft just taking a, going with the safe, bet. No creativity, and don't want to take chances. After the flop of Quantum Break, they just don't want to take no chances anymore. So they going with the stuff that they think is going to sell. So, like I said, if they have a bad E3, I think that's pretty much going to spell doom for Microsoft. And then another factor is Google getting into the game. We already know that they're going with games as a service. And we also know that they're introducing some kind of gaming console. Now, when I was listening to the roundtable, they were saying that at first they heard it was going to be some kind of streaming box, but now they're hearing that it could be a full-blown console. And if they do that could spell big trouble for Microsoft. I mean, it's not already, as it is, it's not looking good for them anyway. No games, and just continuing to hype up just little petty shit that just don't mean nothing. Cody being able to pay for microtransactions for your avatars, just hyping up all that kind of shit, and 98 damn controllers and shit. Sea of Thieves is like controller number 702. I mean, shit, they could have spent all that money on games. But back to this Google thing though, if they come out with a full-blown console and they price it at $400 or less, I would probably give it a look, because I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. Whereas Microsoft just keeps making promises and just keep lying and lying and lying. For me, for the most part, like I said, I'm just about done with Microsoft. I really don't even have no desire to play my Xbox. I use it to watch YouTube and watch the ESPN app. It's in my bedroom. When I go to bed, I turn on the Xbox and just let YouTube videos play. I don't have no desire to play games on it. I do all my gaming on the PlayStation. I got about 20 games on my Xbox and probably got about 150 games on my PlayStation. So, that pretty much tells you, what I do what console I'm on when I'm ready to game. But, I've already said before that Microsoft, when they get into this games as a service stuff, they're gonna be fighting an uphill battle too, because Ubisoft just announced that they're gonna go games as a service. I talked about the Utomic. What else is out there? Nvidia out there, Streams out there. PlayStation Now is out there, despite the the actual lag, that stuff. But anyway, that's just a big uphill fight that Microsoft got. It's like, no matter which direction they turn, they're gonna be fighting an uphill battle. If they decided to stick around in this console shit, chances are they're gonna get their ass beat by the PlayStation 5 next generation, because more than likely they're gonna retain their user base. And at this point, I just don't think Microsoft can do anything to try to sway any of those people to, give up their PlayStations and buy an Xbox. And and then there's the greed factor. Microsoft just can't get enough of trying to make money, and they can't get enough of trying to make money and not giving people shit for their money. So I wouldn't be surprised if these dumb motherfuckers try to release another console at $500 again, because this Microsoft just seemed to be one of the people that just don't learn shit from past mistakes. So myself, in closing this video, I said it before and I'll say it again. At this point, it don't really matter what kind of E3 they have. I'm not hearing anything that's gonna, that I'm looking forward to. I'm not ready to, I had about enough of Gears. I'm not ready to play Gears 81. I'm not ready to play Halo 62. I'm not ready to play Forza Horizon 14 and Forza Motorsport 72. How many damn iterations of those games do you gotta have? So we'll see how this E3 plays out for them. And for the thousandth time, I think if they have a bad E3, they pretty much gonna dig themselves into a hole that they just cannot get out of. Anyway, this is your boy Lincoln Clay. Let me know what y'all think. What kind of E3 you think Microsoft gonna have. Anyway, I'll holla at y'all.